Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul.
They're gonna run out of cheeseheads soon.
The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
What is popping, everybody? Packers season unfortunately ends. San Francisco 49ers end up beating the Green Bay Packers once again in the playoffs for a fifth straight time. 24-21 was the final score. In the past, I would normally sit there and go, man, we've had our chances, and we kept blowing it. But this is the first time where I've gone and said, we have optimism going into the future. And you know what? It is what it is. You're not going to win every single game. But this was a game where, in my defense, I think we outplayed the 49ers for almost the entirety of this game. Of course, it ended with the 49ers marching down the field and scoring the go-ahead touchdown. Packers tried to do their best to get in this. They had 3 timeouts to work with a minute left. And Love tried to sling it and pulled a Brett Favre and tried to do some wild throw that got picked off. But you know what? This game is not on Love. And partially this game is on Anders Carlson. And I'm not going to completely give the blame to him as a person because I think everybody's going to make mistakes every once in a while. Because, you know what, this was the floor's decision to move. This was the management's decision to say, move on from Mason Crosby and draft a rookie kicker who wasn't even supposed to be drafted. You know, I was thinking maybe they could just get someone as a free agent, but they wanted to take a chance on this guy. And you know what? All the things in the world, you know what? He's gonna, you know what? He missed a lot of these chances. And one of these days, I was going to say that there was going to be a game this season where he would miss a kick and it would cost us. And here it is. He is a rookie. I am not going to give all my hate on him because that's not what I want to do. I feel like if there is anyone to blame for this failure of the way this thing ended, I feel like it's on LaFleur. But I can't give all this credit because I feel like this was just a wild game. It was downpouring rain, wet field. Both coaches were just making weird decisions. McCaffrey wasn't even, he was held under 100 yards for like it was just crazy. I know it's 2 yards, but San Francisco also was out without Debo. He was in the game and then he left with an injury. I want to see more. I wish he would have made that kick. I wish there were lots of things that happened in this game. I mean, even before in this first quarter, Darnell Savage dropped an easy pick that probably could have gone for points. There were so many chances kind of in this game that could have happened. I mean, what kept them alive was that big play by Nixon, and then Eric Wilson got that big fumble. He actually would have been my game ball pick if we would have won this game because that was the play that basically would have changed it for the Packers. But the thing was, we obviously the unfortunateness of this defense, where it's coached by Joe Barry, gets the best of us again. And I don't want to give all Barry the hate, but this game could have been winnable because if we would have kicked a field goal, it would have been a fully one-score 7-point game. And if 49ers would have scored, it would have just... Jordan Love, I don't think, would have had that much pressure. And I feel like several times this season, he has tried to outdo himself, and just nothing has happened. It's just unfortunate, but, I mean, we got them penalized a bunch. It just was that one play. And, I mean, I hope, like, Anders just... I don't want him to get in his head over this. I know that there is room for improvement in any fashion, but you just can't have these things happen in any type of playoff game. Jordan Love led the day, 21 of 34, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Both of those were to Dre Greenlaw. Carries for 3 yards. Aaron Jones, 18 carries for 108 yards. First time San Francisco has allowed someone to run over 100 yards. Romeo Doubs led the way receiving, 4 catches, 83 yards. Jaden Reed, 4 for 35. Bo Melton had 1 for 19 and a touchdown, which was crazy enough to say. Luke Musgrave, 3 for 14. Watson, a catch for 11. Emmanuel Wilson, 4 carries for 16 yards and a catch for 11. Tucker Kraft, 3 catches for 9 yards, and the other touchdown, 3 for 8 for Darren Jones. Ben Sims had 1 catch. Not much. Quay Walker on the day had 9 total tackles, 8 for Devondre Campbell, and Preston Smith and Kenny Clark both combined for a sack. 1 pass defended for Darnell Savage. He kind of got lit up today, not going to lie. Anders Carlson went 2 of 3, of course, the big miss. And we only even punted 1 time today. So that's even crazier just to think about. On the 49ers, Brock Purdy, 23-39, 252 yards, 1 touchdown. Christian McCaffrey on the ground, 17 carries, 98 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and 7 catches for 30. George Kittle led the way, 4 catches for 81 yards, and the touchdown in the air. Jawan Jennings, 5 for 61. Brandon Ayuk, 3 for 32. Deebo Samuel had 2 for 22 before he got 24 before he got injured. Chris Conley had a catch for 17. On the San Francisco defensive side, no sacks at all, which was pretty great. Dre Greenlaw led the day, 8 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 2 passes defended, and 2 interceptions. Jake Moody went 1 or 2 from field goals. They got to punt 4 times. But yet again, from when you see these stats, in the end, I feel like we were doing our hardest. We were playing our hardest. This was a team. This was a 49ers team has played so good all year, and I feel like we actually they showed their worst. They didn't look good at all. They just had the chances, and all these chances, they got back in it. We gave them this game. I mean, the missed kick by Anders Carlson is what really did it. Yet again, not going to really fully blame him because I think it was LaFleur's choice to really trust a rookie kicker all season. Whatever they do with him, it's their choice. If they want to draft a kicker to replace him, if they want to cut him, if they want to give him more chances, I feel like everybody has room for improvement, but you know what? Everybody has the time to blame, and I'm not going to give all my blame on everyone. 58 minutes were played with so much intensity by the Packers, but the final 2 minutes were just lost. This was a game that was winnable, but it wasn't. I'm proud of this team for looking back at the start of the season, this Packers team had so much doubt. Like, no one thought we'd even be in the playoffs. No one thought we'd be where we are, playing in a divisional round, dominating the Cowboys last week, and almost going into San Francisco and taking down the 1 seed, and where we pretty much dominated and almost led the whole way. To me, this was a game I think Packers fans will not forget, but this 49ers team is just a dragon we've been trying to slay for all these years, and we just can't do it. But one of these days, it's going to happen. I don't know when, but I can't wait to see it. And in these instances, a team that people thought wasn't even going, the season was over, we should just take it all back and try to get a top 10 pick. We should get rid of Jordan Love. We should move on. I'm thankful to be a Packers fan because this team gave me hope that there is a future for this organization. I think we are ready to contend next year and maybe the years to come. We have a tough schedule next year. The AFC South is going to be a very tough thing to play against because they're getting good. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, that division's going to get good. You also got, to face the Miami Dolphins as well. That will be another tough game. You got to face the San Francisco 49ers at home. That should be a very good game. But this season, despite some things that happened, was just a fun season to watch. And no matter what happens, it just makes me proud. I can't sit there and say anything less. So obviously, going into this offseason, there's not really much free agency. The only position that really needs to be addressed is safety. Rudy Ford likely going to be gone because he's been pretty much benched. I barely even seen him on the field. Actually, I think he's on IR. So it doesn't matter. Actually, no, he was on IR, so that wouldn't have mattered. But he probably will be gone. There's also no Darnell Savage, and Jonathan Owens are also both free agents. A.J. Dillon, also a free agent. John Runyon, also a free agent. Those are really kind of the two key players on the offense. And also, what do they do with the people that they cut? David Bakhtiari will probably be cut. There were rumors that Preston Smith was going to be cut, but with Kingsley Enagbare possibly being out all next season with whatever, I don't know, the ACL tear or whatever. I don't know if he did tear his ACL. They think he did, but I don't know if they ever really confirmed it. But if Enagbare is not ready to go, I mean, pretty much it's like you could cut Preston Smith too. You also could cut Devondre Campbell. There's a lot of people, even Aaron Jones. I don't think Aaron Jones will be cut, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Does Jordan Love deserve that money? Absolutely. He showed he's the quarterback of the future. Did he have some mistakes today? Yes. But did all season and where we were, do I believe that he's going to be the quarterback of the future and he deserves that money? Yes. I believe you sign him to that contract this offseason. He makes that bank. That's all you want to do. I think he's the guy, and I can't wait to see what happens. It's going to be a wild offseason. And going into the NFL draft, the Packers will have the 25th overall pick. The big position I think needs to be addressed. I think I'm going to make a video going into free agency and stuff later on, but I feel like safety and corner might be the big position that needs to be addressed. Linebacker depth, offensive line depth could be possible. Running back could also be a very possibility because you could cut Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon's the free agent. But depending on how this free agency goes, I feel like we will see a lot going on in March. Congratulations to the 49ers. They will face either the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the Detroit Lions in a home game next week. And for the Packers, we will see you next year. It's been one heck of a season, and I can't wait to see the future. So if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and go Pack Go. We'll see you next time.